Hi all, good evening. Reshma Prasad here. Am I audible?
Yeah, yes.
We can start the session exactly by 7. So others also will join. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I can see many teachers on the screen. It will be good if you can switch on your video
Good evening, ma'am.
so that I can see to whom I am talking to. Hi, good evening. I can see many videos coming on. Kamal ma'am, I can see you. Anita, Alex, yes. Lakshmi, yes. Where are you from? Where are you all from? Please unmute and say, where are you sitting right now?
Ma'am, I'm from Dubai.
Okay, you all are in Dubai.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
We all are sitting at different time frames. Right.
Good
Very
evening.
happy to see the happy faces, teachers.
Good evening, ma'am. This is Swati Bamburkar from Ahilyanagar, Maharashtra.
Okay, okay. So you are currently in Maharashtra.
Right.
All right. So we have teachers from Dubai and we have teachers from India like Maharashtra. Any other state from India?
Good evening, ma'am. This is Preeti Talan from Delhi AFGI.
Where is Kritikana? Okay. So you are currently in Delhi.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we have teachers from Maharashtra, Delhi, Dubai. Then where else? And I believe most of you all are math teachers, or do you teach other subjects too?
Yes, ma'am. Maths teachers, ma'am.
All are math teachers. All right. Excellent. Reshma, can we start or are we expecting more?
I think we can start. I'm Shyam here.
Yeah. So I just, before I start, I don't know, I am meeting you all for the first time. So I just have a couple of questions. Are you all having you all are connected on mobile or system, laptop or mobile? I will be using a polling through a Mentimeter. So you have to switch on to, if you have a mobile, it will be easy so that you can see and then otherwise you come back. Okay. In case you are having only one device, go to Mentimeter and come back to Zoom again. Right. And, I just want to tell you something before I start. Basically, I'm also a teacher. I started my career as a teacher. And then, I don't know whether somebody is introducing me or otherwise I'll do self-introduction. Is it been planned?
No, you can start. I'm Shyam here again. You can start.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yes.
All right. So, I also basically, I'm a teacher, started as a teacher long time back. And I took different roles in education till 2006. I was working in school like you all, teaching, headmistress, principal, different roles, coordinating. And after 2006, I started working for schools. And I was managing around 40, 50 schools in uh, Delhi. I was the academic director of that group of schools a couple of years back. And now I am heading a group of schools, head office Mumbai. So I know, as a teacher, we all face a lot of challenges because a teacher has to be updated, upgraded, and we have to keep up with the students' expectation. So today I will be touching upon few things which I feel just a reminder, it is only an introductory session for the coming sessions which are being planned by the organizers. So I will be just introducing few things. I do not know how much you all are aware of the system. Probably what I am talking about, you are already aware. But still, I just want to reflect, refresh, and then we all can discuss. For about 45 minutes, I'll be talking, and then I'll take some questions. And then this is an introductory session towards all the sessions which are going to follow. So can I share my screen? My screen is visible, right?
Yes. Mm.
Okay, so I have chosen a topic which is progressive learning in 21st century. That is a topic which I'll be touching upon. So I will touch base upon few things which are required. I know that you all are already progressive teachers, but probably, a little bit more we all can discuss. And let me just move on. I want to show you a video before I start. Please see that. But I just want to go through it once again. How the world is changing. How the universe has grown, digital universe. How the world is changing. I'm sure this is not your classroom. Not you as a teacher. We have to prepare students for the future. It's not just about technology or skills, but it's about many other things that we can discuss. So, my dear teachers, the world is transforming. I don't know whether you all have any robot teachers in your school right now. Maybe Dubai schools must be having. Yes, the technology has taken over. There are many things. Artificial intelligence is coming to education. Everywhere, the technological boom is happening. So, are we really preparing the children for this kind of transformation which is happening? Whether the given framework of syllabus completion, the board examination, and several competitive examinations, are we preparing the students for accepting the change and moving on? That's a question that we should be asking. Anybody wants to ask question, you can in between also please raise your hands and I will stop in between, right? So before I move on, I will be using a polling. I just want to know what is in your mind as this group of, I believe, highly intellectual progressive maths teachers in front of me. So I'm going to use Mentimeter. Those who do not know Mentimeter, I'm just giving steps to log in. Mentimeter, I don't know whether you all are aware how to get into Mentimeter. Anybody who is not aware, just follow this step. Go to Google, type www.menti.com. Click on Mentimeter, join a presentation. You will see a screen Mentimeter. I'm sure that you all have done it before because it's a very, very popular tool that the teachers have been using throughout. You will see a box, please enter the code. In the box, pre-code is written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now let me give you the code 86865173. I stop sharing and I go and launch. All of you have gone to Mentimeter? I can't see anyone here.
Could you please repeat the code?
Just wait. Give me just 1 minute. Can you see the screen? Can you all see the screen? The code is on the screen, 86865173. Somebody please respond if you can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am, we can see.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am, we can.
865173. So once you, I'm getting the responses. Which of the following is a need of the hour for teachers in the changing scenario? I have given 4 options. You can select the best option. What do you think? 21st century skill-based learning, competency and outcome-based learning, good planning and class management, all of these. 7 teachers have gone with me in all of these. I go with the majority. So all of these are equally important for a teacher in the changing scenario where I told you how the world is changing so fast. We are talking about the VUCA world. You all are aware of term VUCA, right? Volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous world. We are sending our children to that world, which is changing constantly. And we have to prepare our students to accept the change and move on. So what are the things that are required? How can we do that with all the limitations in the classroom, what I talked about? How can we do that? That is a big question that we all should ask. So I think I got just one response, 21st century skill-based learning, and one response for competency and outcome-based learning, and one response for good planning and classroom management. But 19 of you are saying that all of these are equally important. So I'm not giving an answer for this right now and moving to the next question. How many are there in the attendance, Reshma? How many are there? How many teachers are attending? I can see 24 of them have responded. I'm moving on to the next question. So you can write any 2 challenges that you often face in your classroom. Any 2 challenges in your classroom. It could be discipline problem. It could be syllabus completion. It could be hatred towards the subject. Diversity, excellent. Because most of the schools are giving one syllabus for diverse learners. How do we cope up with that? I got one response here. Time constraints. Excellent. Discipline, time constraints. I'm just trying to get the responses here. Inclusion, very difficult because we have to include different gender, different culture, and within the time frame, within the classwork, how do we manage? It's very difficult. Think, what are the challenges? And then we discuss that. Discipline is a major issue because I do not know the learning gaps. Yes, we do have technologically bright resistance. Yes, resistance, especially, you know, math is a subject that children resist to learn. I was so scared of maths when I was in school. But now when I learn about different strategies that I talk about math learning in the classroom, I think I wish I had teachers who taught me maths like that. I would have loved the subject. Student engagement needs are different. Motivation, very, very interesting. Time management is the biggest problem. Yes. There are too many things, and how do we manage everything? You know, and too much of documentation. I do not know about which board you all are teaching. But in CBSE, there is too much of, I deal mostly with CBSE schools. I'm not sure about IB and IGCSE or ICSE. ICSE, yes, I know. CBSE has lot of documentation work for teachers. And how do we cope up with that? I'll be discussing those things in my upcoming slides. Focus of a child, discipline, lack of interest, student engagement. Yes, I'm getting keywords. I'm very, very happy. Emotional conflict. Yes, we need to understand the child. What are the emotions that they are undergoing through? How can we help the child become emotionally stable? As a teacher, we have to see holistically what are the, how can learning happen in the classroom with all this distractions, lack of interest, lack of motivation, diverse learners, learning gaps sometimes, syllabus, that's a big question. Yes, I'm moving on. So I got all your challenges. We'll park it aside and then take it on later on. I am moving towards my next question. For preparing students to face the VUCA world, teachers need to. I have given 4 statements, whether you agree or disagree. Whether you strongly disagree or strongly agree, please give the polling. For preparing the students, we need to understand their typical characteristics and requirements. We need to focus only on competencies. That is what now the National Education Policy is talking about. We need to be updated about various strategies and do the curriculum and pedagogy accordingly. Pedagogy is very, very important these days. I feel half of the battle will be won if you can plan your pedagogy well. Be only technically sound. If you are a technically sound teacher, you will be able to prepare the students. Are you agreeing or not agreeing? Only technically sound. 2.6. 2.8. I thought that it will be less than 2. Only on competencies, that is 2.8. Only on competencies will not be enough. I don't know. We will find out answers. What is competency? I'll be talking about what is competency. How can a teacher bring in competency in students? Understand students' typical characteristics and requirement. Everybody has agreed, I think. I'm getting 4.7 here. And be updated about various strategies and pedagogy. do the curriculum 4.6. Yes, 23 of you, 24 you have voted, and I'm getting a good response for. Everybody agrees that you need to understand the typical characteristics and requirements of students. You all know that, you all partially agree that being technically sound will not help you become a good teacher to prepare the students to face the VUCA world. Yes, and you all agree that you have to be updated about the various strategies and do curriculum and pedagogy accordingly with all the constraints that you have talked about in my previous question. Now, I'm moving on. 29 of you have responded. 30 of you have responded. And still the percentage score remains the same, that you all are ready to be updated, ready to be imbibing various strategies and do the curriculum and pedagogy accordingly, ready to understand the students' requirement and then be a mentor to them, not only focus on competency and not only be technically sound. So that sounds good. Moving on to my next slide. Next question. I just want, sorry. Sorry, by mistake, I clicked it. I'm sharing it once again. The last question, by mistake, I clicked something and it went on. Give me just 1 second. Can you see the last question? Can you see the last question?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So it is, you have to click on your priority. You have to click on your priority. And just click on, you can slide it and keep which is your first priority, which is your second priority, and then submit. Okay, the statements are, I want to do meaningful student engagement and develop 21st century skills in my students. My focus is to do pedagogical planning. I want to groom myself to prepare my students and to handle them with care. I want to teach only content from books and complete my syllabus. What is your priority? Excellent. I got 8 responses here. You can just slide it. Those who are using Mentimeter for the first time, you can slide, go up and down, and then place wherever you feel your priorities are, and then submit. Excellent. I got 29 responses, and I'm very glad that all of you, the first priority as a group of this progressive teacher, I'm very glad to say that you all are real teachers, because sometimes when I give these questions, the first priority of the group comes, I want to groom myself to prepare my students and to handle them with care. Then comes to do meaningful student engagement. Here, you have kept your students as your priority 1. So half of the things, I'm very glad to see that you all are thinking about your students rather than your grooming or you becoming a better teacher. Because as a teacher, your first priority should be your students. And then my focus is to do pedagogical planning. That is your third priority. Keep student engagement in mind, groom, then pedagogical planning, and then you have to, the last priority is teaching content only from books. That should be a last priority because we have to prepare our children for facing the future, which is unclear, unknown. I'm stopping. So thank you so much uh, for that. It was wonderful. So now I move on to my presentation. There is some issue with my camera, so I'm just moving on with my presentation again. Can you all see?
Yes.
Okay, so we talked about understanding the characteristics of the generation of students whom you are handling. So we have different generations here. You all know this. So this year, a new generation will be born. That is beta generation. Alpha generation are already here, 2025. The new generation this year, whoever is, this year we will have the new generation starting. So you are basically handling generation Z, generation Alpha, and in the coming years, probably, I don't know whether you are handling younger kids, so beta generation 2. So what are the typical characteristics? They have their own world, and they are Alpha generation is the first generation completely within the 21st century, completely within the 21st century. And they have mobile, global, visual, digital, social. These are all their common vocabulary. So we have to be updated with their vocabulary when you are dealing with them. We should be aware of what is happening with them, how they are dealing with technology, whether they are using technology for their benefit or, uh, you know, is something, bad is happening with them. Everything we will have to be aware of. And you are dealing with Generation Z and Generation Alpha. I told you, their characteristics are, they are first digital natives. They are not strangers to diversity. They want immediate feedback, but they have mental challenges because information booming is happening everywhere. Information booming is happening. And so give me just 1 second. I will come on my mobile to
Recording in progress.
so I'm here. So what I'm saying is they have mental challenges and but they're very, very progressive. They're very progressive. Knowledge is in their tips. So this is the generation that you're handling. And now you will be dealing with generation beta in the next coming years. Maybe after 3 years, they will join the pre-KG generation beta. That time, it will be extremely technologically integrated learning. They will be very, very curious. So you have to answer all the questions. And that will be the first generation to experience autonomous transportation. Probably they will be driving to the school, AI-driven car, or probably they will be wearing health technology always. They will be learning in immersive virtual environments. And that all will become nominal thing in their standard aspect of the daily life. So we have to prepare the children. So the generation Z and Alpha will see that change, what is happening in the upcoming era. So we have to prepare the students for that. So I just want to show you a video. It is a small advertisement, but I always loved it. So I generally would like the teachers to see that. It's an advertisement in Hindi. Just see. Is it
सर
clear?
आपके लिए उस पार कार का इंतजाम किया है सर.
I hope it is clear.
ए चल चल. जाओ बोला क्या बात करता है, क्या ऊपर से जाएगा, क्या ऊपर से जा जा.
गया मेन शो.
I hate this country. कुछ करो ना.
Is it visible?
मैं वहाँ जाके
Hope
क्या उखाड़ूंगा?
everybody is seeing this. One of you please answer yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
कैसी जाने बूंदे आई, जाने कैसा दर्द लाई, सामने क्या है ये तेरे, क्यों रुका है तू बता रे हो. कौन तुझको पार लेगा, कौन होगा वो मसीहा, वो जिसे तू ढूंढता है, वो ही है तू, तू वही है. तुझ में तेरा रास्ता है, तुझ में तेरा है सहारा, तू ही तुझको पार लेगा, तू ही है तेरा किनारा. रास्ता है, तुझ में तेरा है सहारा, तू ही तुझको पार लेगा, तू ही है तेरा किनारा. जिसे ढूंढता है तू ही रहे, तू ही रहे, तू ही रहे तेरा मसीहा हो.
Okay, so I just showed this video to remind you all about how we have to create problem solvers, how we have to, create engaged children, how we have to create, leaders. That in that video, the child is a leader, leading and finding a solution to a problem. So we all should, as teacher, try to develop those skills in our children. So I just want to show you one slide here. You all must be aware of this. There are basically, this is 21st century learning framework. There are 3 types of skills: life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, information media and technology skills. To develop these skills, we have our core subject and 21st century themes. And the teachers use learning environments, your professional development, curriculum instruction, and standards and assessment to develop these skills in our children. So if I go further, learning and innovations are the 4 C's. You must have heard a lot about it. Critical thinking, problem solving comes along with that. Creativity and innovation, communication and collaboration. Digital literacy, which includes information, media, and ICT. Career and life, flexibility, adaptability, initiative, self-direction, social and cross-cultural interaction, productivity and accountability, leadership and responsibility. These are all in books. Whether are we really focusing to develop all this in our classrooms through our subjects? I'm not too sure. Whether your pedagogy is capable of developing each of these skills in each of at least one skill from the 4 C's in your classroom, we need to think about that. So the 21st century skills, basically communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. We need to really focus and see whether in our classrooms, are we developing these? Are we giving opportunities for children to collaborate? Are we getting that kind of time in the classroom to do all this? Whether the children are freely communicating, whether are we doing something to develop their creativity? I'm not too sure about it. You must be doing it, but I just want to discuss few strategies which you can use in your classroom to develop these skills and make sure that at least some of these skills are being developed at least in 50% of the children in the classroom. So when I talk about national education policy, they also talk about, the policy. You all must be aware of the national education policy, which came out in 2020, where the focus is holistic development of learners and developing 21st century skills. Curriculum and pedagogy should focus on developing these skills. So knowledge is secondary as per the national education policy. We have to develop skills, and if you give them the right skill, the knowledge will be attained automatically. So, the curriculum content has been reduced a lot, and it has become holistic, inquiry-based, discovery-based, analysis-based. This is what the national education policy talked about. And the pedagogy should be more fun, more creative, more collaborative, and exploratory. We should focus on more experiential learning. So now the question is, are we getting time to do that in the classroom? Then how do we go about it? You all are math teachers, you all must be doing math lab activities, you all must be using, the real life application of mathematics. So can we do something beyond that to make learning more experiential? That is what we need to think about. Again, as per NEP, the classroom should transform from normal knowledge towards competency-based learning and education. So what is competency? Anybody, please, if anybody want to explain what is competency, you can please unmute and tell me. What is a basic meaning of competency? What is competency? Anybody wants to attempt? We talk a lot about competency-based education, competency-based learning, and
Kind of skill,
yes, Swati, please come back again.
skills, different types of skills,
Different types of
skills.
skills.
What type?
No. Competency is not different types of skills.
Okay.
Anybody would like to attempt?
The ability to do something successfully and efficiently.
Excellent. Ability to do something successfully and efficiently. So can I say that a child will be competent always? How can we develop competency? I am just looking for a keyword from any one of you. It is a combination of few things. Can anybody attempt that?
Knowledge is necessary.
Yes, excellent. Then? Okay, I will give you an example, okay? I'll take 2 minutes extra, but I just want to talk about it. Very good example. You all must be knowing Arjuna as the greatest warrior. He is competent, okay? He is a very, very competent warrior that the world has known. Now, when he was fighting Mahabharata war, he became incompetent. He said that, okay, I'm seeing my brothers and my uncles on the other side. Krishna, I cannot fight. What is that stopping him from becoming being incompetent or not becoming competent, he was not able to fight. What was missing in him? Knowledge is there, skill is there. What was wrong that time?
Decision
Anybody?
making.
Yes, Anita ma'am.
Decision making.
Yes. Decision making is part of what? I move on to my next slide. Competency is nothing but combination of the right attitude, right knowledge, and the right skill. So we as teachers should develop the right attitude, right knowledge, and skill. Only skill will not make the child competent. So we have to develop the right attitude. What Krishna did was, he through Bhagavad Gita tried to motivate Arjuna, changed his attitude, said that yes, you have to fight over evil. Don't think about your cousins or brothers. You are fighting over evil, and then finally they won the battle. So, okay. So, as teachers, competency is what we talk about, the combination of right attitude, knowledge, and skill. You can see the figure on the screen. And the National Education Policy talked about bringing in the competency-based education. But right now in India, the policy talks about competency-based education, but we are not there. We are only doing competency-based assessments. We are not giving the right path to the teachers to give the students the right attitude and skill. Only through some competency-based assessment, we are trying to achieve it. Probably competency-based education is the answer for your diverse learners. So everybody will be treated separately. Probably in an IB school or an IGCSE school, it will be more easy to do because there's a small crowd. The number of students are less. So you will be able to give individualized lesson plan for planning for each child. But where we have large number of students, this is not possible. But basically the competency meaning is to bring in the right knowledge, right attitude, and right skill and make it a habit. So in NEP, there is a word, develop the cash of the student, KASH, knowledge, attitude, skill, and make it a habit. So I just wanted to talk about competency-based education. Now I'm moving on to the key points of NEP and NCF because I know that most of you are aware of it. So if you're not aware, you just tell me, I will explain. Art integration, SDG integration. Are you all doing SDG integration in your schools? What are SDGs? Are you all aware? If anybody is not aware, then I will explain. Otherwise, I'll move on.
We all know, ma'am, socially disadvantaged group.
No. Sustainable development goal. Anybody is aware of that? If you don't know, then I will talk about it. Please tell me yes or no.
Yes, ma'am, we know we are doing it in our school this year as a project.
Mr. D'Souza, please be louder. I can't hear you.
Ma'am, we are doing it in our school as a project. There are about 17, 18 goals by the UN given to
Excellent.
the world.
I'm very glad at least you're aware of it.
Yes.
But the new education policy talked about SDG has to be integrated. There are 17 goals and the students have to be aware because UN said that if UN understood that there is a lot of problem in the entire globe and the earth has to be sustained somehow. So UN gave 17 goals to all the nations and said that by 2030, you all should achieve it. Otherwise, our earth is going to vanish and we all will have to find out a new planet to stay. So then when national education policy came in, we thought that our students are going to kind of work towards achieving this SDGs. And there are many SDGs like saving life underwater, saving life above water, climate changes. There are many goals I'll show you. So SDG integration, right now it is there in the policy. How to do it? Nobody has talked about it. We do not know how to go about it. Maybe some projects they will do, but real, are they working towards achieving this goal as a conscious citizen of this place? Are the children working towards that? We do not know. Sports integration, I'm just talking very quickly about NEP recommendation. So sports integration, maths teachers should take help of sports teachers and integrate that to teach your subjects. That's what National Education Policy talk about. Gamified learning. I'm sure that you all must be doing that. In my group of schools, we have brought in a lot of old games in the classrooms, and especially math games. Old games that I used to play as a child, we have brought into the classroom, and through games, the children are learning, different concepts of mathematics. Use a lot of math games in the classroom. So value integration, assessment as learning, assessment for learning, assessment of learning. This is something that NEP is talking about. Bagless days. NEP is talking about bagless days. I want to point out this. Most of the school does this bagless days as activities, complete dance, singing, drama. Bagless days, what is being conceived is not that. It is about bringing in real life skills to the students. Take them out, take them to the real world and let them learn how to, like how to fix a, how to fix a light, how to fix a bulb, how to fix a leaking tap. All these life skills are to be taught. Take them to a factory, take them to a field trip. This is what bagless day means. I don't know whether you all are doing it. Competency-based and outcome-based, I've already talked about. Then the skill-based curriculum you all are aware of. And moving forward, experiential learning, best suited pedagogy, pedagogical planning, subject enrichment activities and multiple assessments. This is the answer that the policy talked about for diverse learners. Everybody should be assessed in a different manner. I'm not very sure whether you're doing it. Multiple assessment. I may be very good at oration. I may be bad at writing, but I should be assessed on my oration skills, not my writing skills. Some of the schools are following it, but most of the time it is difficult. So at least in senior classes, multiple assessments should be given, and your subject enrichment activity should be different for different students. At least in assessment, you can bring in that diverse things. Observational records and rubrics, promoting critical thinking and HOTS, holistic progress card, technology integrated learning. So these are the SDG goals which I talked about. Those who have not heard about it, please hear it. It's very important. By 2030, all of us, all our India should achieve this 17 goals. We are reaching 2025 and our children are not aware of most of the goals. As teachers, we are responsible to integrate SDG into our education. Somehow we will have to do it. I just want to show you few things. Some of you are not from CBSE background. So CBSE, I told you I am a CBSE expert. So there are many CBSE site is open and available for everybody. So there are many manuals like this which you can refer to. There are learning framework which you can refer to, which will give you a clear idea about what are the different types. And there are different lesson plans which is integrating competency-based approach lesson plans. I'm sure you all must have seen it. I'm just showing you for those who have not seen it. Very well researched with Asim Premji University and British Council. They have come up with many learning framework, and I'm sure that you all must have seen this term manuals. Anybody has seen it and used it? Can you just say yes or no here? Senior class teachers, basically for mathematics and science, excellent manuals are there, not only for your, if it is not a CBSE school also, please, you can use it. competency-based questions and answers are there. Anybody has used it? Can you just say yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, excellent. So teacher energized resource manual, they will, these are some things that CBSE is giving. And then there is a structured assessment for analyzing learning. Any of you has heard about it and has taken this shuffle in your school?
Yes, ma'am. It was there in our school.
In your school. So you were part of
Yes.
that shuffle, and how did you feel? Was it useful? Was it good or bad?
The
Were you
same
able to
type of
analyze?
assessment we have in our school, like asset. It's comparatively, it is it has less difficulty level compared
Okay,
to
so
asset.
shuffle was a structured assessment given by the CBSE, but it is not giving the correct analysis. Again, it is not structured for diverse learners. So it's not giving the correct analysis. So shuffle is, they are still working on shuffle. So anyway, whatever is available is not enough for preparing our children, because the shuffle came in for 3 classes, class 3, 5 and 8. But, it is not giving a correct analysis of the students' learning. So then what next? That is our big question. Again, art integrated learning, that is also come. But again, what the schools are doing is not a real art integrated project. Children are just making a chart and bringing it, and they are not learning. Actually, when they gave they were supposed to compare 2 states. They were supposed to learn about both the states, but that was not happening in most of the schools. I'm not sure about your schools. So again, the required uh, learning is not happening through this kind of integration, what the policy has thought about. So experiential learning, again, I told you they are talking about sports integration, game integration. These are all a policy document which I want to talk about. So anyway, all these things are there. But basically, what I think that we as teachers should have a clear-cut pedagogy wherein there should be a lot of thinking opportunities for the children to communicate, to debate, to discuss, to research, and do interdisciplinary studies. So I've just given some suggestive pedagogical approach here. Critical thinking, you can have a lot of group discussion, brainstorming. You all must be doing that. Integration among students. You have to have a lot of collaborative activities in the classroom. Sometimes, again, time is a problem. Creativity. How can you do creativity? How can you bring in creativity? Stimulus activity, reframe problems. You can brainstorm. You can do free writing. You can do mind mapping. All these things will help creativity, develop creativity in the students. You have to give a lot of out of the box thinking problems. Let them bring in out of the box solutions. Let them think differently. So for communication skill, again, we can have many strategies I have listed here. You all must be doing that. Value inculcation, discussion, cultural need, celebration of days of importance. Are you all doing flipped classroom technology strategy in your schools? Flipped classroom. What is flipped classroom? I've given the screen on the screen. You give the children many reading things to prepare, and then before the class, you prepare the children. You don't teach. You just give them some material to research, go research, come back, and then apply. The students during the class, they communicate, they practice, and they come back with the feedback. And again, the students are presenting after the class. During this flipped classroom, the teacher is a mentor. Teacher is guiding them before the class, during the class, and after class. But the entire learning is by engaged set of students. So this is a very good strategy that you could use, but you will have to teach the children how to do research properly. That how do we go about that? Because children just giving reading material, read that and come will not work. You just give them proper guidance, how to go and do research and then come back and then apply that key concept, what they researched and found out. That strategy will work. So similar way, projects also help in the classroom. Project give children idea to hone variety of abilities. And when they collaborate, they become good team player. So experiential learning happens automatically when projects are given, collaborative projects are given. So capacities to be developed, inquiry, communication, problem solving, aesthetic and cultural capacity, capacity for health, sustenance and work, capacities for social engagement. Now, what are the strategies we discussed? I'm just showing once again. We have got many things which you all must be using. I just want to talk about field trip and project here, which generally, I don't know about your schools. Most of the schools, they just do maybe one field trip or maybe one project, which is not enough for bringing in what the skills which are required to be honed upon. So another thing, what we do in our set of schools are STEAM learning. Are you all doing STEAM in your schools? Are you all doing STEAM projects in your schools? Any school which is doing STEAM, please say yes or no. STEAM? All of you are sleeping or what? Can you hear me? Hello?
Ma'am, this is Swati again. Yes, we are trying, but we have not actually given any direct project on STEAM.
Okay. So STEAM is something which will interest the children. So you can take them out and experience STEAM. In our school, set of schools, what we do is we give a STEAM aim and integrate 5 disciplines and integrate 21st century skills in that. A big problem is given. Children walk through science, technology, engineering, art and math and find a solution to the problem. 1 week is allotted for STEAM project and collaboratively children does in the school. So this can be done outside the school also. This is very, very important to apply the subject in the real world situation and prepare the children for future. So this is something which you can say that as a stepping stone towards becoming a good researcher and becoming engaged citizen in future. So I just quickly take you through some of the pedagogical tools that can be used. Collaborative tasks, worksheets and games, I've already talked about. Many type of worksheets can be used. And these are some of the collaborative tasks that we use. But in the classroom, whether you have time for all this, I'm not too very sure, but you can use these strategies for each of your classes and make sure that the children get a different strategy, different times. So these are different games. Another set of pedagogical tools, creative task projects, dramatization, realia. Realia is something, dramatization, I told you that you can use skit, snap acting, street play. All your STGs can be covered through street plays, flash mob, role play, mime, puppet theater, all these things. Storytelling and creative tasks and projects, I'm sure everybody must be doing it. I'm moving towards the last set of pedagogical tools, audiovisual aid, experiential tool, and manipulatives. As teachers of mathematics, you must be using a lot of manipulatives and audiovisual aids to teach your children, to make them aware of what is happening. So now another experiential tools, volunteering, community engagement, citizenship project, field trips, excursions, all these things are very, very important and should be part of your curriculum. So seminar, workshop, manipulatives and really I'm not talking much because you all must be using this in and out during your math classes. So what can be proposed? So many things can make children conscious about their learning. You all can become progressive teachers if you all are doing this, a little bit of meditation, joyful learning activities. Meditation is very important in the beginning of the class, end of the class, group discussions. Meditation is not about sitting silently, but reflecting and then reacting. So whether we have time for all this, I'm not sure in the class with restricted time, with a lot of syllabus completion in hand, and especially maths teachers, the more problems you do, the more the parents and the students want. They say that this exercise has not been done, this has not been done. So a lot of time goes in maths teaching in classroom, but you have to prepare the children to learn on their own, do their exercise, plan your pedagogy as I told you, the flipped classroom. Let them learn, do this problem, come back, and you be a mentor to them. Group presentation, all these things can help the children be engaged. So how to overcome the challenges? In the present scenario, you have to be innovative, you have to prepare, use appropriate pedagogy, you have to use a lot of props and TLMs. And in the period, I have written here 3 change per period plan. If you have a period of 45 minutes, you cannot expect to be doing one thing in this 45 minutes because Alpha and Z learners have very, very short attention span. You have to make 3 changes. Start with an activity, go to a discussion, then end with an assessment or something like that. So 3 things have to change in every 15 minutes. You will have to change something. Rather 10, 10, 10, and then 5 minutes, you can do some energizers in the classroom. So I just want to come to end my talk here by just talking about a model which I propose. I don't know whether you have heard about it. This is a model which is eliminate, reduce, raise, create. ERRC. This is, whatever you do, what should be eliminated from what you're doing to make that what you're doing a big success, what you have to reduce, what you have to increase, and what you have to create something new. Suppose if you're making a dish, you made a dish and you didn't like it so much. You understood that I should eliminate this ingredient, I should reduce this a little bit more, or I should increase this more, and I should add some kind of creativity into some innovation, something new I should create to make my dish exclusively mine. So, as teachers, you all should create your own ERC to understand what is good, what you're doing, whether it is good or bad, I do not know. You have to create your ERC and keep looking at it, reflecting on it, whether it is working or not. I'll just show you a sample ERC here. What can be eliminated? This is not your ERC. I'm just showing you a sample ERC here. Eliminate means traditional methodology, age-old classroom learning. And what can be the action point for the teachers? Year-round interventions, use tech-based solutions, go beyond classroom, go beyond boundaries. Action point for teachers. You will have to take them outside the classroom, beyond boundaries. Let them learn, because knowledge is not what we are looking at. We are looking at a combination of knowledge, skill, and attitude. Knowledge is everywhere, but then we will have to bring in that competency in our children. So what has to be reduced? Reduce the number of periods and define the periods for research. Reconstruct the periods for effective timetable planning. Reduce paper documentation, use technology, digitize. Aim to bring lesson plans, observation, everything technologically. Use AI, use ChatGPT, use Gemini, use Copilot. Use whatever things are there for your benefit. What can be raised? You can raise the retention of the students by positive reinforcement. You can give credit scores, emotional wellness, enhance happiness quotient through timely interventions. As you correctly said that motivation, you have to keep on motivating. There are many, I take a 6-day classes on social emotional learning. because we as teachers should help the child, help the children be engaged, be aware, be socially active, be emotionally stable, to accept the new learning, accept the change. So, and then what can be created new? Experiential and outcome-based learning environment transfer. And action point for teachers, you have to help them research, rethink, and act. And another action point, take all the policy documents to be updated as per NEP, whatever you can do. Now, I just want, this is my, I'm ending after precisely 5 minutes. Where are we? We have innovative curriculum. We have high standard books. We have best practices in assessments, acknowledged by prescribed boards, defined processes. But what do we want to do right now? What is the need? Develop intellectual capacity and intellectual curiosity in the children. Whether our syllabus is capable of developing intellectual curiosity, whether expert mentoring for competency development is happening, whether you all are experts, you all are updated, upgraded to become mentors for competency development. We have to enhance the mental and emotional wellness. We have to focus on outcome-based learning for students, prepare them to compete, compare, collaborate, and grow. Prepare them for research, engagement to face future without fear. This is what we want to do. How are we going to do it? Alone, can we do it? How are we going to do it? Develop habit of leadership, help them to be engaged in exclusive programs which has clear outcomes. Probably NEP has outlaid so many things which will help children develop the habit of leadership. But do they have a program for that? When I talked about STG, you are doing a project, but it is structured, we do not know. Whether we are, how are we going to make our children a global citizen? We have to prepare them for various international level competition. Let them get into competition. Let that killer instinct come alive in the children. Who is going to do it? Who is going to do it? You. You are expert teachers. You have to become expert teachers with well-defined goals. You have to set targets and strategies for execution of set goals. And for that, you can collaborate with international experts, understand how you can prepare the students to become an engaged and curious citizen. So keep smiling. I'm closing. Before that, I just want to show you one last video, and then I will close and let Reshma can take over. All right, so I'm just closing. If you have any questions, please, I'm ready to answer. Any questions? Reshma? Are you there? Any questions, my dear teachers? So this is the first session, and the next session will follow. And this is an introductory session, and I'm sure that you all have understood the need of becoming a mentor, an expert, to prepare your students to face the future without any fear. So I'm not too sure whether all of them were sleeping. I did not get any response from anyone. Any question? Otherwise, I'm going to close.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
No,
I
ma'am.
mean, like, we were very much aware and we were listening. Thank you so much, right?
I know
And
that the
thank you.
time is weird and you all must be waiting to sleep. I am an
Oh,
early
yes.
riser and early sleeper. I sleep at 8. It's my sleep time.
Yes. Myself
Yeah.
too. But thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Like, if we get any questions from the teachers, we will pass it to you. But anyway, there will be an assessment, there will be an assignment. And for the teachers who don't know me, I'm Shyam. I'm the IGL International Group Leader from MAA. And I'm also a teacher myself, right? And tomorrow I'll be taking the session. It is hard to follow an amazing session like Beena ma'am's session to get into mine. I will be talking about how to develop intellectual capacity and intellectual curiosity tomorrow. And I'll be joined by Mr. Rajendranath the day after tomorrow. He's from Dubai. I think he's traveling to India day after tomorrow morning. He's here. So he will be taking the habit of leadership, how the programs around that, what are the ideas and things like that, right? And we all connect. We will try our level best to connect those things to uh, uh, NEP and UN goals and everything. So I'm really looking forward to touch base with you all same time tomorrow. And thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, and thank you all of you. I'm signing off here.
Thank you.
Reshma, you had attendance from everyone, right?
Yeah, I do have
Yes.
that.
Okay, okay. Because as I mentioned in the earlier video, that we need to have attendance is a must, and I'm expecting more engaged session from tomorrow onwards, because to issue the continuing education credit, we need to have more interactions, and I will try my level best to make my sessions more interactive from tomorrow onwards. But as I said earlier, it is so hard to follow. It's always hard to follow an amazing session like Beena ma'am's tomorrow. I hope that I'll be live up to the standard she set. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you.
Thank
And
you.
okay, so we will we'll join. I will be in the classroom like 15 minutes early. So if anyone wants to come a little bit early tomorrow, 6:45 India time, I'll be there. And I'll be there. That is my regular thing in my classroom also. After the class, I'll be available for 30 minutes so that we can, if we need to have one-on-one any questions after that, we can have that too. I'm just setting up the ground rules for my session and for the rest of the course. Thank you all. I'm leaving Reshma. Reshma, you please send the attendance details and everything. Thank you so much. Okay, bye
Thank you,
bye.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night.